Okay.
Okay.
Here's why I was late.
You're only 2 minutes. 2 minutes late.
No, listen.
Okay.
If you're not early, you're late. Right.
Okay. Okay.
On time is late.
Okay.
The reason I was late is as I was getting ready to join the call,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed in the little Riverside window that it said 1080p 30 frames per second. And I was like, we got to get those numbers up. And I looked everywhere to see if there was a setting for it. And I don't believe there is.
No. I mean, 1080 30 is fine. It's fine for you. It's fine for you too. Fine. It's fine.
Fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I mean, I think my webcam can do 4K.
Yeah, mine can too. And I love that. I love that for us. People should see how ugly I am in 4K.
Yeah, I don't think there is an option to... I don't think Riverside lets you. I'll look into that for next time.
That would be so helpful. That would be so helpful.
You'd be able to count all the hairs on my lip.
Yeah, well now, I mean, it's a brain worm that I can't like get rid of.
Gotta have 4K. Gotta have it all the Ks.
Gotta have all the Ks. Okay. I wanna go on a patent. I want to pop off on a patented Drew computer rant.
Let's do it.
I'm really fucking sick of modern games in the Unreal Engine.
I've heard this most recent version of Unreal is especially not great. Very resource intensive. Very
Okay. So there's been 2 games now that have just caused my computer to completely fucking crash.
Really?
And that doesn't happen. I have played many a game. I have used animations and other things that are Unreal based, and I've never had a problem until maybe like 6 months ago. I started noticing there were certain things that were doing it. There's 2 games I'm playing on my computer right now. One is this game called Drive Beyond Horizons, which is just annoy your friends simulator, because it's literally you and your friends get in a car and you just drive in the desert.
Okay.
That's it. That's the game. That's the game. But what happens is in that game, everything will be fine. I can launch the game. I can play it. And then anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes later, my monitors just go blank. Like just complete video crash. I still have sound. If I'm on Discord with my friends, I still have audio. Like everything still works. Just complete video crash. The other game is this military game called Gray Zone Warfare. Again, it is the more recent Unreal Engine. Phenomenal looking game, beautiful game, same symptoms. It just complete loss of video, and there's nothing I can do except hard reset my computer. And that one's really annoying because it's kind of MMO-ish. So like if you die, you have to do a corpse run. Anyway, so I've been looking into this, and here's what I know. I know that apparently a few NVIDIA driver versions ago, there was a problem. And it had to do with certain systems, and this was like a symptom of it. And Unreal is blaming Windows. Windows is just like, whatever.
Deal with it. Yeah.
Deal with it. And I just want to read you a list of some of the potential solutions to this problem. Okay?
Okay.
Let's start with some of the more mundane ones. Turn off IPv6.
Why would that make your game crash?
Why does so apparently
maybe the network stack has a bug or something?
Exactly. Yeah. There's something in the network stack with hooks into events in the Unreal Engine that can potentially cause crashes to your game. Okay, turn off IPv6. I'm still crashing. Okay. Next potential solution. In Windows, turn off transparency effects. Apparently, there is some background process in Windows for like the window compositor that has a hook that if it's called at the exact same moment that Unreal is trying to call it, you can have an audio video crash. I turned off transparency effects. That helped for one game. It did not help for the other. Now we're going to get into more annoying solution land. Okay. I like to play my games in borderless full screen. Do you know what that means?
I'm vague. It's been a while since I've really gotten to like the different modes of, but basically that means like there's no window Chrome. You're playing full screen, like
you're playing full screen.
No mod. Yeah.
Yep. And if you do something like Alt Tab, you're literally just capturing the cursor away from the game window. So if I want to bring it over to my other monitor, It's literally just dragging that across. It is literally just the game running in a borderless, non-framed window that just happens to be full screen. And there's advantages to running in that mode. A lot of them have to do with things like refresh rate, native refresh rate, advanced monitor technologies like NVIDIA G-Sync and low latency mode. Like there's advantages to running in that mode. One of the pro solutions is use exclusive full screen. Okay. Tried that. Didn't help. The other potential solution, and this is what I haven't tried yet, is apparently the Unreal Engine doesn't like it if you overclock your memory.
Okay.
Now, Paul, what's one thing you know about me and computers?
You like to tinker?
I like to tinker, and I like to squeeze performance out of my computer. Now, here's the thing. Since time immemorial, at least in the past decade, when you were going to build a computer, you buy a motherboard, and that motherboard has a spec. Like the chipset on the motherboard has a specification. It is, these are the processors I support. This is the default speed of memory that the manufacturer recommends. But memory manufacturers are complicit with motherboard makers and, to some extent, the people who make processors, so AMD, Intel, that, hey, I know that we said that it runs at this speed, but if you want to make it run faster, we can actually put profiles on the RAM that all you have to do in your BIOS is pick the profile, and I'll take care of all the settings. I'll set the timings, the voltages. You don't have to tinker. These are known accepted limits. And in fact, motherboard manufacturers put out a list of supported memories at different speeds above the minimum. What I'm trying to say is this is settled law. This is accepted practice. This is something that has existed forever. And now the makers of the Unreal Engine are going to come along and say, yeah, just turn all that off. Just turn all that off. Turn all that off. We know better. Yeah, the Unreal Engine doesn't like that. That's like my red line in the sand. I'm not going to do that because, I mean, in this economy, I'm not going to go buy new RAM, right?
Fuck, I know, right?
And every other game engine doesn't have a problem with this. So that's where I'm at right now. I've gotten some level of stability in the game that I really want to play, but I'm like, just like the 60 frames a second or the 4K on the webcam, it's now a brain worm that I can't not think about.
Yeah.
So,
Drew, give me 1 second with the listeners here for a second.
Okay.
Dear listeners, this is why I don't PC game. This is why I have consoles, because I don't want to deal with this shit. Sorry, I'm back.
Okay, you're back now? Okay. All right. I hope you had a good time with the listeners.
I did.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, this is table stakes for PC gaming. Don't get me started on NVIDIA driver support for Linux.
It's basically non-existent. Yeah.
I have a known state configuration for my AM machine right now, and I'm terrified, absolutely terrified to upgrade any packages right now, because I've been bit by that, where I've upgraded packages and it breaks some of my local AI workflows. So like everything is just pinned right now. And like I run Fedora, and apparently Fedora 44 is having all kinds of problems. And I'm like, I know I'm going to click the wrong button and it's going to upgrade me and it's going to break everything. And I'm going to be really sad. So yeah, computers. Anyway, hi, how are you?
Good.
Yeah. I was on an airplane this week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty common for you.
Well, sometimes. Yeah. But I had a full-blown panic attack on the plane.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had to go to New York earlier this week. I forgot to add this into the show notes. It's just something that I wasn't sure I was going to talk about this or not, but whatever. So Drew has a panic attack. So,
oh no.
I had to go to New York for work, and I've been traveling a lot for work these last few weeks, and I've taken some flights. I've driven a few times, and I have medicine. Like, don't get me wrong, I have medicine. So I had to fly to New York, and it was a very, very quick trip. So I flew out early Monday morning, meetings all day Monday, mandatory fun Monday night, back at it Tuesday morning, and then my flight was at 3:00 the following afternoon. So it was just whirlwind trip, right? Very efficient. And after being on the road for a while, I was like, yes, I could have stayed later on that Tuesday for later sessions, but everything that I had to do was on Monday. So I was like, I just want to go home. So I flew out Monday morning, and the flight was actually pretty fine. I didn't have any problems. I took my medicine. I watched, it's a quick 1 hour, 30-minute flight. It wasn't very long. Everything was fine. Got to New York, got downtown, had meetings, and then it was time to fly home. Now, listeners, if you've been listening to me a while, you know that I'm not a person who enjoys flying anymore. I don't like it. I have apps that I check. I have the Turbulence app on my phone, so I can look at turbulence advisories and pilot reports. And I've also started using this other app called Turbly. We might have talked about this before. Did we talk about Turbly?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. So Turbly is interesting. It is a web app where you can go and you can actually look up your flight. Okay. So for example, if you're on there, you can say, hey, I'm going from CMH and I'm going to JFK and I'm going tomorrow, for example, because the data that is used by this website is only 48 hours, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's weather, advance, so yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it'll list all the different flights that are leaving from Columbus and going to New York. So for example, Delta 5656, that was the same flight number that I was on the other day. So like if you click that, what it's going to do is it's going to show you the planned route, okay, like the proposed flight route. And then it's going to give you sort of a graph representation over time, what you can expect for turbulence. Okay. So for example, the flight tomorrow at takeoff, it's going to be light. And then right before you get to cruising altitude tomorrow, it's going to be super bumpy. Now I've read enough about this stuff to know that this has to do with a lot with like local weather patterns. And a lot of times when you're taking off, clouds are a constant source of turbulence. So if it's a cloudy day and you're flying through clouds, it's going to be bumpy pulling out of an airport. Mm-hmm. And then when you kind of get into cruise mode, you can see that it sort of stabilizes and then it starts to go back up again whenever you're starting your descent into New York. And that to me is a moderately bumpy flight. You can see that it's very firmly in the moderate section. It sort of gives you predictions if they reroute or change altitudes. They kind of give you a band of what you can kind of expect. So I check this, I can't help but not check it. I know that it would probably be healthier for me not to check it, but this is what I do. So anyway, flight there was fine. Flight back, we're on the tarmac. It wasn't a very crowded flight. And the captain came on and said, hey, just so you know, it's going to be kind of bumpy pulling out, but once we get up the altitude, it's not going to be bad. It was extremely bumpy pulling out of New York because a weather front was coming through, like a cold front was coming through. So we were flying through clouds and again, this is also why living in Columbus kind of sucks, because if you've ever, and you probably haven't because this is my mental and it's not yours, but like if you've ever watched air traffic controllers when they're giving departure instructions to aircraft. So if they clear an aircraft for takeoff, they will give them like wind direction, wind speed, they'll clear them for takeoff. And sometimes they'll say things like caution wake turbulence, because if a really big airplane takes off before a small airplane, that turbulence has to be factored for. So the pilots need to be aware that there's going to be extra turbulence from all the eddies and currents coming off a larger plane that is taking off or landing before them. Well, right before we were supposed to take off, and again, this is why flying from Columbus sucks, is you're always on a tiny aircraft to these airports. Always, always, always. Unless you fly Southwest, you're always on some shitty little tiny regional aircraft versus a larger, more stable aircraft. So you are much more at the whims of turbulence of anything else. So it was extremely bumpy pulling out. And then we got to altitude and it started to kind of smooth out. So like I was breathing, I was calm, I was starting to calm down. And then, he even turned the fasten seatbelt sign off, which is a great sign, because that means that if the pilots are doing their thing, what they're doing is they're looking at weather ahead, because they can actually look at weather in their cockpit. They have their iPads that show them current weather. Pilots ahead of them are also telling other pilots like, hey, watch out for this turbulence or whatever. And pilot reporting is something that you can actually go and look up. But turning the fasten seatbelt on is a huge sign of relief for me, because that usually tells me, okay, Drew,
You're good.
you've made it. You're good. But then I think we hit some clear air turbulence, which was the absolute worst, because that's the stuff that nobody can predict, right?
Oh, wow.
It got extremely bumpy. He made the flight attendant sit down, and like for the last 30 minutes of the flight, we were being bounced around pretty aggressively, to the point where like I was hyperventilating. And I'm glad that no one was sitting next to me to witness my meltdown, but like that was the first time I've had an actual meltdown on a plane in a couple years. So like I feel like I'm getting better, but what I'm trying to say is like these events still trigger me, and it's just really hard for it not to. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was my big thing. So I have to go back to my doctor and probably get a stronger anti-anxiety medicine, I think, is the moral of the story, which is pretty awful, but it is what it is. Anyway, enough about my problems. What's going on with you?
Well, before I got a story to tell you.
Okay.
Before I do that, just to let everyone know, my son's on his way home for the summer.
Already?
Yeah, they're done. They're done. They had to move out today. My wife went down after work. I would have joined her, but I was at Star Trek, that local conference today.
Oh, was that now?
Yeah, it was today. Yep.
How was that?
It was good. It was good. A lot of not a lot of surprises. A lot of AI talk. Yeah.
You know, I was having this discussion with friend of the show, Brent, because he's noticing a trend where fewer, I guess the right way to say it is fewer and fewer people are going to conferences. How was Star Trek?
If you've been to Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
There were only 6 sponsors this year. 6 tables with sponsors.
Wow.
My company being one of them. It's dying. It's dying.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you a story, Drew. I'm gonna tell you a story. There's a visual component to the story, so if you're watching on video, I'll find a link, a way to get you this picture. Okay, so a few episodes ago, I talked about my Eero Signal cellular internet backup. Okay.
Yep.
I have been very happy with this product. It has saved my butt a couple of times when my internet has dropped. Okay, so generally, I am happy with this product.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I went into the office, so I'm not home. And a little after lunch, I get a notification from my phone basically saying, hey, all of your home hubs are unavailable, which is Apple's polite way of saying you no longer have internet at home. And I'm doing all the mental calculations in my head. I'm like, well, if my main internet provider is down, right? My cellular backup should be on, so I should be able to connect things. And I did some basic stuff like, fired up Terascale, try to connect to things, and nothing's online. So I keep doing this math in my head. I'm like, we must not have power. That's got to be it. The power has to be off at the house.
Okay.
That's my mental calculus.
That's pretty good, safe assumption. Yeah.
Okay. Which happens, right? It's fine. But like my daughter's coming home from school, and I'm like, well, if the power is out, I don't want her like accidentally opening the fridge or anything. So I'll just leave work now and try to get home as close to when she gets home as possible. So I get home a little after her, and I open the front door, and I'm like, the power is definitely on.
Okay.
So what is wrong? Drew, I'm going to text you a picture right now.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, hold on. I got.
Is this going to be show art?
I can make this chapter art. I'll find a way to get this on the website. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. I got my phone.
Okay.
Oh. That. Okay. So this is a crime scene. This is a photo of a crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of your cats did it?
So I know exactly who. I only have one cat to choose on.
Oh, okay. I thought you had multiple.
Okay. No, but so So the picture I sent is clearly a cable that has been chewed into two completely by a cat. Now, let me explain how the Eero signal works. So typically you have an Eero. It comes with a power supply. You plug it in, right? It's like a 25 watt power supply. When you get the signal, things are a little different. They say that the signal has this big cable that comes out of it that is permanently attached to the signal. Okay. And then they give you a new power adapter, and part of that cable, there's like a little Y connector. So you plug the 45-watt power connector into this, and that powers both the signal and the Eero from one cable. My cat chewed through that cable.
And if I'm looking at this right, it's like a splitter, right?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it chewed through the part that I cannot replace. I have to buy a whole new Eero signal to replace this particular, because it's built in. It is not a removable cable. It is part of the Eero signal, right? And so I'm doing this, and I'm like, well, shit, like. I unplug everything, and I'm like, this is a 45-watt like power thing.
Yeah, is your cat okay?
Now I'm thinking, am I looking for a dead cat?
Or a cat that walks with a limp? I mean,
yeah. So I get my daughter, and it's like, okay, like we need. I know which cat it is. I know it is, but I'm just like, just in case, I gotta find all of the cats and just generally assess their health. All the cats are fine. Okay. No, there's no injuries. We check their mouths. There's like, because sometimes you'll get like electrical burns in their mouth and stuff from that stuff. I don't know how this cat just managed to survive not getting. I mean, maybe he did get a little bit of a shock, and if that's the case, good. Maybe he'll stop fucking chewing on cables.
So but, it's a 45-watt cable, but how many amps?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But still, yeah. So. I no longer have cellular internet backup.
Well, so it begs the question. I mean, is there like some sort of warranty replacement program?
I have like, what am I gonna do? My cat fucking chewed through the cable. Can you give me another one? They'll probably be like,
well, I mean, but
maybe.
But I feel like that's kind of a design flaw, right? Like most appliances have detachable power cables, right?
Yeah.
So does this mean you're just done? Like you want to go buy the thing?
I mean, I got it for like half price when I got it. Now I'd have to spend like full price on it. Maybe I'll just send an email to the warranty and say like, hey, like,
is there any way?
Is there any option at all here, or am I just screwed? Heck, even just give me another $50 off. I may buy it again. But yeah, so
how many times have you actually had to? I know you've had to use it once.
I've used it. It's kicked in probably like 3 or 4 times now. You know, I still wish the kickover was a little quicker, but like, you know, my internet will drop for like 5 seconds. It's like, oh, your internet's down. I mean, I get it not wanting to do it immediately, because sometimes just like pings are high because, you know, the internet, and it has to reroute. So like generally goes like, I'm pretty confident your internet's down, and then switches over.
Yeah,
and it's really helped. Yeah, because like
I'll drop too aggressive.
Like I'll drop out of a Teams call for a few seconds and then come back on, and like I said, it does. I have it configured that like basically the cellular backup is only for daddy. It's only for my stuff, right? Like I don't let the TVs use it. It's basically just my work stuff and my NAS and things and critical stuff. So it's just really just for work emergency kind of stuff. But I've used it a few times, and it has worked great, like for what it is, you know, just in a pinch. And I haven't had to use it for long, because usually my other internet comes back online and it switches back over, and it's like, oh, you're back on your main internet. But yeah. Cat destroyed my cellular internet backup, which made me a brand new sentence.
That's wild, man. That is so wild. Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely pretty wild stuff.
So there it is. Yeah. So check the show notes or check the chapter art for the picture of my cat, the wire that my cat chewed through. It was a good time.
Wild. Okay. I want you to talk about this because I'm very on the fence.
Okay. So earlier this week, the latest expansion for Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred, has come out.
Actually, real time follow up. I just got an email from Blizzard telling me that it was out.
Yeah.
So don't tell me this isn't listening to me.
Creepy. Okay, so I just want to say, I am still playing. I have not. This week has been busy. I have not got to put the amount of hours that I typically like to do when like a new season or something drops for Diablo. I'm a little light. I am still in the main expansion campaign. I think I'm maybe a little more than halfway based off the amount of the map that I've unlocked and where I feel like I'm at in the story. So I haven't done endgame. I haven't got to play with like the new crafting mechanics or anything like that. So pretty much Mike's. So one of the things they did in this expansion, well, the game is completely different from the launch game at this point. Just absolutely bonkersly different.
Okay.
The big things in this expansion is they totally revamped the skill tree for all of the classes.
Okay.
And the big so the old skill trees used to be about like, okay, so you pick like a handful of skills and then the skill tree was just full of passives, right? So passives things just like buff stuff. So it's picking the right passives and doing your build that way.
Yeah. Now, at this point, I'm going to come in and say that the last time I played Diablo 4, and part of this is my own fault because I was playing a barbarian.
The arsenal system is weird. Yeah.
Okay. It was partly my fault. I bounced off it because, like as Paul said, the systems around it are weird. Were.
The arsenal system is still there. I did play a barbarian last season, and it was, that part's pretty much the same. It's basically like barbarians have like 4 different weapons at all times, and you can assign different weapons to different skills, and there are certain synergies like around like if you switch your weapon 6 times and you get 20% more damage for a bit. Like
So my little addled pea-sized brain can't think of combining all those different things. And again, this is tangentially related to the fact that Drew never wins board games when other friends play with him because that's not the way my brain works. So I would just go look up a guide and it would literally tell me, go put these here.
I have no qualms. I mean, I use build guides all the time.
Okay.
Typically what I do for like something like a new class is I'll look at a few build guides, kind of get inspiration, and then like do like the beginning of the game when you're like level 0 to 70, and then I'll do a build guide for later with the Paragon, because Paragon gets so fucking complicated and there's hundreds of things, and I'm like, I just want someone to tell me which way to go. I don't want to think about it.
Right.
So the new skill trees, all the passives are gone. They're just gone. So it's all just picking your skills, and then there's just more options. You can like, one of the canonical examples is like the sorceress, right? The sorcerer. There is a Hydra, and you can cast Hydra, and Hydra is fire, and it was fire all the time. Well, now in Lord of Hatred, you can go, well, you start with the fire one, but then you can change it. Maybe you want it to be cold. Maybe you want it to be poison. Maybe you want it just to change random elements, to do all kinds of weird shit. And there's just more variety there. And all of the passives come by this talisman symbol. You get a charm and unlock so much talisman slots, and you find talismans, you put them in there, and that gives you kind of your bonus. So they moved it more to gear, right? And there's a whole bunch of other new mechanics at the end game, war plans for end game stuff, like this whole new crafting component. I have not touched that at all because I have not finished the campaign, and that stuff does not unlock until you beat it. So I've just played, and I'm playing the new class, Warlock. And
wait, I thought Paladin was a new class.
There's 2 new. So okay, Lord of Hatred introduces 2 new classes. Now, technically, if you pre-ordered the expansion, you could have played Paladin last season.
Okay,
which is bonkers. This is bonkers, Drew, because they basically created 2 skill trees for Paladin, one on the old way, and now a new one for Lord of Hatred, which is just absolutely blows my mind that they did that. Going like, well, this is going to be totally throwaway. But you know what? It works. It really works. Its skill trees are fun. It feels like your choices matter. It's just not like, oh, and now I do 6% more damage.
Yeah, one more percent to whirlwind. Why not? Right?
Like it don't feel like that. I'm playing like a pure summoner warlock, so like the screen is just absolutely bonkers as I'm literally like opening up. Like my main skill is literally you open this portal above like your shoulder and this stream of demons just go out and explode, right? And then like the ultimate is this huge, the biggest thing I've ever seen in Diablo bursts out of the ground and just starts swinging this huge sword, and it stays on the screen way too long. Like it's one of those things like when I like they did this with the Spiritborn too when they introduced that class. Like they don't care about balance when they introduce a new class. It's just like have fun. Right? So it's completely overpowered, but like I said, about halfway through the story is good. It's I'm looking forward to kicking Mephisto, the titular Lord of Hatred's ass. And from what it sounds like this will be the end of this story in Diablo, like the hatred trilogy with Lilith and all that stuff. And I'm hoping I've avoided spoilers, but goddamn, I want to fucking see Diablo because I've not seen Diablo in the game called Diablo yet. Show me the goddamn Lord of Terror. I want to kick his ass in the next expansion. Thank you. But like right now, if you haven't touched it in a while, the Lord of Hatred expansion also gets you the Vessel of Hatred, which was the previous expansion. So you just one price, you get everything.
Yeah, I have it on Steam. So let's see here. So you're telling me I go to Diablo 4, I go to the store page, I have it. So you're saying if I buy Lord of Hatred, which is $39.99, I notice that there is the titular Standard Deluxe Ultimate. What does that give me?
Guess which one you get you more.
I know which one you bought.
I know. The Ultimate gets you a premium Battle Pass unlock. It gets you some more cosmetics, things like that.
Okay, cosmetics, Deluxe Edition. You're not quite as shiny.
If you don't care what your character looks like, I would not do it. I'm a whale. I just like to take all $100 for it. Just take it.
Two town portal skins, 2 reactive back trophies, Steed of the Shining Realm mount, cross class armor bundle, 3,000 platinum, which I guess is just premium currency.
That's their funny money. Yeah.
That you spend in like the marketplace. It's all cosmetics, right?
All cosmetics. Yeah, there is no pay to win or anything. Yeah.
Scorch mini Chimera pet.
Yeah.
Premium Battle Pass bundle. Okay, now hold on. Battle Pass is usually something you got to buy extra, so Deluxe maybe makes a little sense.
So how the seasonal stuff works now is there's kind of two parts. One, there's the seasonal journey, which is basically you do this stuff, you get in-game rewards, right? You get an extra skill point, you get some cosmetics, or you get a cache full of gear. And then you also, as you play, you also earn favor tokens, which you can spend in the seasonal reliquaries, which is basically a big block of cosmetics, armors, weapons, mounts. And what it is usually there's 4. There's like the seasonal based one, weapons, armors, and mounts. And the seasonal based one is always free. You can unlock anything in there with your favor tokens. But if you want access to the other ones, you have to play platinum, and that unlocks the other reliquaries so you can get all of the cosmetics. But the nice thing about it is like even if you don't like the cosmetic from this season, you can collect favor tokens and those roll over to the next season. Right. So if you collect a whole bunch, there is a limit to how many you can have. But you're like, this stuff's garbage. You can still play, get those favor tokens. And next season, maybe there'll be an armor set you really like. And you can go, I'm going to unlock that right now. Boom. But yeah, all of that stuff is it's purely, cosmetics, portals, armors, weapons, mounts.
Okay.
Yeah. I just unlocked this cute little, and pets are fun too. I unlocked this cute little spider they call Tickles. He runs around and gets, though I did go back to I did unlock the last season they had like also you can get Doom cosmetics, and I got one of the flaming skull as a pet, which is nice. They just started today, or I think it was today, a huge World of Warcraft collaboration, so you can unlock a whole bunch of like World of Warcraft. You can purchase. These are all for purchase. You can purchase these really cool looking World of Warcraft mounts and skins and stuff. It's like, yeah, but they are a little. Obviously I'm wrong, because I think if they lowered the prices, they'd make more money because more people would buy them. But apparently, I know there's a fucking actuary in there doing the math and going like, no, we're fine. Yeah, we're making shit ton of money. Yeah.
People are spending money they shouldn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everybody's irresponsible. I get it.
But if you like, I'm not going to say that Diablo 4 is easy, but it's definitely easier than things like Path of Exile and stuff. I would call it more of like a blaster action RPG. It's a power fantasy. You get in there, there's hundreds of things, and I killed them all. But
I haven't enjoyed Diablo since Diablo 2.
Yeah.
And I want to.
Diablo 3. I thought Diablo 3 was great.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, this is more Diablo 3 than Diablo 2 for sure. But I don't know. It's good. It scratches my itch, man.
I'm not here to yuck your yum.
This
is. Let me be clear. This is a game I want to like. I want to like it, but every time I've installed it and played it, I've just completely bounced off it. There's just There's too much. There's too much. I'm way too employed to be able to learn all these systems. I can't.
What I would do is just pick your favorite. Like, I personally do a lot of like maxroll.dg, I think. Like, what I would, if you're interested in it, get the expansion, just roll a paladin, pick like a Hammer of Ancients build on there, and just follow it and just rip shit up, because it is not a hard build to play, and it's basically just like point, press button, things die. Or if you want to get really bonkers, there's this I think it's still very viable, the Spiritborn, which is the first set of new classes they introduced with the first expansion. There's a build there basically called the Evade Spiritborn, and you just dodge, and as you dodge, like, you just drop bombs and like shoot out feathers and things. You just dodge around and things die. It's great. It's like a one button build. Dodge, death. Yeah. But I mean, the storytelling of Diablo is not for everybody. I get that. I love it. I love the lore. I love the general concept. I love just everything about it. And yeah, there was a moment in this game where I literally like gasped. It was like, yes, because a character came back from Diablo 3, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is that going to be lost? Is that going to be lost on me because I never really finished 3?
No.
Okay.
No. But you played the beginning of 3 though, right?
Yes.
But yeah, you'll be fine. But even that, even if you didn't know, it's fine. They do all like the who are you, and they explain their backstory. But I'm like, I fucking know who you are. As soon as I saw you, when I heard the voice of the voice actor, I was like, fuck yes, it's back.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. All right. It's
you don't have to. You don't have to.
I clicked the install button. I did not buy the DLC yet, so it's downloading right now. It will show up in my Steam library. Yeah. Maybe I'll play it.
And if you want someone to sit there and walk you through, if you want I can join your game. I mean, it has crossplay, so like as long as I know your ID, we can join. And if you want to stream some content or whatever, I can help you play. So
I feel like maybe that's what's missing. I feel like if I was playing this game with somebody, it'd be a hell of a lot more fun. But you play it solo though, right?
I do. Yeah. But I have no problem playing with somebody else. Even if you want to go through the whole goddamn campaign, I would just sit there and roll with it and watch the freaking cutscenes with you and answer your questions and yeah.
I might take you up on that actually. Okay. I you know how I love content.
Mm-hmm. I'd even drag my microphone and my laptop up to where my PlayStation is and give you good quality audio if you want to stream it on Twitch. So I'd figure all that shit out for you, Drew, for you.
Buddy, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Maybe I'll spend $60 this weekend. We'll see.
Say you don't have to, but just saying it's good. It's good.
Okay. Shifting gears real quick. I know that we're big Claude boys on this podcast.
I am a big Claude boy.
Yep, and I am too. I've been using it more, primarily because my work has a subscription that they have like a wrapper around for it, and I pay for a personal subscription.
So do I.
It looks like that they cut off people from the subscription that you and I have to Claude Code, right?
I have recently upgraded to the $100 a month tier.
I mean, I'm okay with that because like you're building.
I've been using the fuck out of it.
Have you really? Okay, so like, okay, so so quick deviation. So what do you got going on? Is it all in service of your app or?
I've really picked back up my coffee app again, and I essentially had it rewrite giant chunks of it, and it's man, it is. I mean,
it's impressive.
It is. It's really fucking impressive. Like, I'm not going to say that like code is a solved problem, but like, okay, you know what? I will say writing code is a problem that AI has solved. It has not solved the running or managing of software yet.
Yep.
But as far as
debugging of software, even though it can write tests.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, yeah, and you need guardrails, and you need to constantly like. I mean, I've been a big I'm a firm. I don't do anything without a plan first. I go into plan mode. I have it. I tell it what I want. I work on the plan, and like get everything like this is exactly what I want to do, and then I'm just like, do it, and then I walk away for 10 minutes.
And it's gotten it mostly right for you.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not doing anything crazy with it. I mean, I can imagine that, if people who don't use plan mode or people who just say, don't make any mistakes, and then it just goes and hallucinates or whatever. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, so I'm still on the $20 a month plan, and I still have access to code, but it looks like new users can't sign up for that anymore.
They're playing with that, yeah, and they've really limited the quotas for the pro plan. I mean, they're just running out of their demand is higher than the amount of compute they have, so they're doing everything they can until they get. Though Amazon just gave them a shit ton more money, so hopefully that will help. Though I don't know where Amazon.
Well, I mean, they can have all the money in the world, but there's no data centers or capacity to buy, right? Mm-hmm. They have all this money, but they can't spend it on anything.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that being said, I have been dabbling with the Google offerings for the past week and a half.
Gemini's pretty good.
But there's a reason for it, right? So I'm good friends with somebody who owns her own business, and her entire business, with the exception of seeing patients and clients, is completely online. Contact forms, emails, posting to social media, follow-ups, scheduling, like everything is done through online portals for her, mostly on the Gmail platform. So I'm not being mean when I say that, like, her organization skills, right? Like, she knows that that's something that she needs to work on. And, she's learning, she's AI curious. She's learning about it. Her other people in the business or other people and other businesses that she associates with are starting to lean into it more. And she wants to lean into it too. But previously, she would use things like ChatGPT to create like an image, or she would just ask it a question and have it do research. She hasn't really used it in service of her business per se. So she's looking for ways to do some automation. So like, here's a perfect example. She has like a contact me form on her website, which is all built in Squarespace, which then sends an email to her inbox. So like, one of the things that she wants to like try to figure out is like, hey, if I get a form response, based on the responses, I would either immediately send them a link to my schedule book to schedule something, or I would need to interject and do like a follow-up. And I'm like, well, I was like, that's a perfect use case for AI. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, do I need Claude? And I'm like, well, no, because one, you want it to directly interact with your email. So we should look into what does Google provide for that level of automation? So, long story short, is that when you want to get into the Gemini ecosystem, first of all, Google makes it super confusing. Okay, let's just get that out of the way right now. So Drew the person has a Google account where I pay $1.99 a month or something for, I don't know, drive space,
storage.
more storage. Like it's like very, very little. So like Drew the person has a Google account. Drew the consultant has a business with a Google Workspace plan.
Yeah.
And when you start to figure out like, well, where do you want to use Gemini? The paths diverge very quickly. Okay. So Drew the consultant bought it because he can write it off, but bought it over on his business. And some of the tools they give you are pretty cool. So just to walk you through it real quick. So like there's basic Gemini, which is sort of like Chat GPT. You get a chat window. Hey, I need help with this. It goes and does it. Or generate me an image, generate me a video, generate me a podcast. Like that's where you can do all that stuff. It consumes tokens and you have your limit, blah, 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 blah.
Dude, I personally, I have found, here's my favorite workflow. I want to generate an image. I use Claude to help me write the prompt that I give Gemini.
So again, as somebody who invested heavily in the local AI setup, remember I have 2 GPUs in my machine. Right. Mm-hmm. So I've got an LLM running on one and I'm using the other one for image generation. So it's like, if I need to generate an image, I load up, and there are models specifically designed to help you with prompt generation for images, depending on the image you want to create and the model you're using. Fire that up. I described the concept. It generates a very detailed formatted image prompt that the model expects. And then I just pipe that over to Comfy UI. It's brilliant.
It sometimes gets a little grumpy. It's like, I could generate that image. I'm like, no,
you don't understand. You don't understand.
No, I'm gonna give this to Gemini. Just write the fucking prompt.
Yeah. Oh. You really should look at doing some stuff locally to save you. I mean, I know you have all the tokens in the world, but
yeah, I just don't want to build. Yeah.
I just
want to build. I don't want to build a beefy enough machine to really do that. Yeah.
I mean, your Mac Mini could do it.
It's only 16 little gigs of RAM. I don't know. Yeah.
You could do it. Anyway,
I'm lousy with tokens right now, though. So
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. But anyway, so that's the basic thing. Now, that doesn't necessarily solve the problem that I'm trying to solve for her, but they also make what is called Google Workspace Studio. Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe I can share my screen with you. Can I share my screen on this app? Because it's probably just easier to share my screen. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Share screen.
Okay.
Window. Yes. Share. Let me know if you can see that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I can.
Yeah. So automate your work with Gemini. So like here's an example, right? And this is what I've been sort of kicking around. It is a very visual designer for, it's like when I get an email, right? If it's a specific email from somebody, right? Then it's okay, based on that, then you give your prompt and you can plug in inputs from the previous steps and tell it what to do. And it's like, hey, if these things meet, craft a reply that includes the scheduling link, and then you can like add all sorts of things. There's all sorts of skills that are already built for it to talk to the entire G Suite of things. So perfect, right? Like this is exactly what you need. And then
it's just, hey, get an email if it matches these criteria, send them a link. Otherwise, like, let me know.
Yep.
And
check if, filter, everything, right? And then you can also plug it into any agents that you've built on Gemini. So they call them gems. So you can do that too. Like you can, like there's things to build this in. And this is like a very, very rapidly evolving,
it looks great.
Really evolving product for Google. So like this solves like 90% of the use cases that she has. But then they also have what they call Google AI Studio that you get access to. Right. So now we're on the third AI product that they offer. And this is where you go to like build apps. Okay. So like, for example, I was like, let's say, because like what I just showed you is great, but it won't actually send the email. It'll draft it. You have to review it. but it doesn't actually send it. And I don't know if that's a guardrail or like it's just not able to do that yet.
Safety thing. Yeah.
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 But like if you want to actually build an app to do this, right? Like this studio is like their coding agent, right? I don't know what this is, why it's on my screen.
It's a little, you're getting a tutorial. You're getting tutorialized.
Yeah. It's still doing something. But like I told it, like I want to build an agent that can automatically analyze and reply to certain emails in my inbox. And then it's like, you know, and it walks you through what it does and how it does it. And then it goes and creates it. And then it spits out an app, right? Where you can initialize the connection and it'll do the rest. So like this is where you can go to actually build things. And again, there are apps you can build. There's also galleries of stuff that people have built, you know, for different things. Cool. And then in Gemini itself, you can create gems that lets you like, you know, give your gem a name and then describe like what you want it to do. You can give it knowledge. I mean, it's basically just like a little baby's first agent type thing. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
But yeah, so cool. I've been playing with this. I mean, it's perfectly fine. I mean, Gemini's always been pretty solid. Mm-hmm. Would I replace this with like Claude in my workflow? No, but this is like because I'm already on a Google Workspace plan. Like, what are they charging me per month? I'm part of some promotional thing right now. If I go into billing subscriptions,
now I have heard that I'm probably going to try this on my LA trip. Google has added Gemini to Maps.
Oh,
which I've heard it's better than like doing like a search. You can say like, hey, I am looking for a cafe that serves pour over coffee that I can just sit for a few hours and do some work. And it does more than just looking at the listing. It looks at like what people have said about it, what's on the internet, you know, and then actually like gives you recommendations based off that kind of stuff, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and that's Apple's direction, right? Like they're in bed with Gemini, right? Yeah. So like I'm part of what they call AI expanded access, which is like the middle tier. The other one is like crazy expensive, but like it's $16 until August, right? So I have till August to play around. After that, it's only $20 a month. So it's like I pay for this and I pay for Claude and I get all sorts of stuff, right? And they're pretty generous too. Like the amount of things that you get in this. So like you get access to like Nano Banana. They also have Notebook LM. I don't know if you've ever played with that.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah. So they get access to that too. So it's like you get access to a bunch of stuff with it. I mean, it's reasonable, especially if you have like a Google Workspace account. Now, if you want to do it like on your own plan, it's similar. You don't get that Workspace Studio piece. I think that is only tied to Workspace subscriptions from what I understand. And they make it really hard to get to it. Like it's not part of like your app list. You have to know the URL.
Oh, wow.
That's the stuff that like just pisses me off. I was like, can't you just make one thing? I don't know. Why do we have to have so many things?
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been playing around with that. And like my one of the things that I'm working on is being able to go back to her and say, look, here's your options. Like you have Google Workspace, like, you know, pay the extra $20 a month instead of going and buying Claude because you're like she pays for ChatGPT. I was like, you could just pay for this. Like this does all the same stuff. You probably get a better rate on it because you're a Workspace user. So it makes sense. And the fact that it's already integrated with things like Gmail and you know.
Yeah. I've used Gemini and Gmail to find something. I just I could not get the right search terms into that text box to get it. But like I describe what I'm looking for, and 5 seconds later, Gemini's like, "Is this it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Did I do it, Dad? Did I do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think this is it. Like, yep, that's the fucking email. Thank you.
The email.
And it's like, well, you asked for this, but really you were looking for this. Like, that's why I couldn't find it.
Yeah, you stupid human. How dare you?
It can make those leaps and connections. So it's.
Yep. All right. Last topic of the night. New calculator drop.
The world's premier calculator podcast right here. I did. Usually when you put a link in there, I resist but I saw that. I'm like, I have to click on this right now. Yeah.
This looks like maybe another calculator we've looked at in the past.
I wish I wasn't broken in the ways I am broken. like there's just some really weird design choices they made.
I know. Let's talk about it. That's why I put it here, right? So let's talk about it. So what jumps out at you?
I do. Okay, so what we were looking for is the TI-84 Evo graphing calculator, which I'm guessing there was some focus group like, we need to take our graphic calculator, but make it more millennial friendly. I don't know. And so it's got a color screen, which is nice, but like the first thing that bothers me is the shape of some of the buttons.
Yes. Some of them are square.
Yes.
Most of them are not.
Yeah, and like it looks like they are trying to do like this like rounded thing on the edges, but like in the upper right hand corner is a little D-pad. So like it doesn't quite, like it's not consistent all the way, and then it just like that blue second button that is curved in that way, it just draws your eye and it's just wrong. And then the row of buttons before that do the curve on the bottom to kind of be like, we're part of the screen. I don't know. And like, also their color choices on those dark buttons, I don't think there's enough contrast there. I'm getting really old and my eyes suck, so I'm really big on like contrast. In fact, that was I pity anyone who sat beside me at Star Dark today, because almost always I was like, wow, that font, that slide's really hard to read. They picked some shitty colors there. I'm just like, yeah, this is how I'm broken.
Yeah, and they really like blue and green. Like it's a color display.
Yeah.
It looks like there is some. Like yellow. Maybe it does all the colors. I don't know. But like everything is.
I'm guessing it's got to be full color, right? It's got to be.
If
you're gonna have that many colors, why not all the colors? How much does it cost?
Like $119. So like when you go to there's a button in here that says where to buy. I looked at it earlier. Let's see here, where to buy. So individual purchases, graphing calculators, TI-84 Evo. Yeah, so like at Office Max, it's $164. It's $160 on Amazon.
Okay.
I guess you could buy it at Myers if you hate yourself. Yeah. Now
there it is. Yeah, $160 on Amazon.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, while I was on the website though, so first of all, I like a good graphing calculator. I would never use it, but I like it. I like the idea of it. So I saw that and I was like, we've talked about graphing calculators here before.
We both bought that NumWorks one, right? The yellow one.
Yeah. I would still buy that.
Yeah,
I would still buy that.
I know exactly where mine is. Like, I haven't needed it for a while, but when I do, I know where it is.
Yeah. So while you're on the Texas Instruments website, though, I want you to go to products and I want you to go to graphing.
Okay.
And I want you to do the TI Inspire CX2.
Ooh, what is that? Okay. Okay, this is definitely a calculator-ass calculator. Okay, hands-on learning for math and science. It's definitely targeted towards, it looks like, for classrooms. Man, that looks like a...
Go ahead, get it out.
It's complicated because you look at that.
It's very complicated.
And you're like, wow, that's a fucking lot of buttons. I bet you I could do all kinds of weird math with that. And that screen looks great. And then there's just this big old zit in the middle.
Yeah, I know.
Of that weird ass D-pad.
Yeah.
With they tried to do that thing that remotes used to do, where like you have a 4-way D-pad, and then there's a button in the middle that you can push to go.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
I mean, I guess like Texas Instruments are like, hey, we're approved for the SAT. What are you gonna do? Not have a calculator? Fuck you.
Right.
Like,
and then they also have the TI Inspire.
Where's the Apple of calculators?
Yeah. I mean, it's Texas Instruments versus everybody, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw this one, and this one is a little, I don't know. I like the look of,
I think the Inspire CX2, it looks better than the Evo.
it does. It does look better. It does look better. And it's not that much more than the other one. So like when I go to where to buy for that, graphing calculators, TI Inspire CX2, yeah, it's $138 on Amazon. It's actually cheaper than the other one, which is interesting. And it looked like it was a more feature-rich calculator. I don't know. I mean, and my TI-84 that I used in college, or TI-83, I should say, is over on my desk right now. Like that's what I use right now. Like that still works. It still has all my shit programmed into it from like all the classes I took in college. I know, it's crazy. I can't believe I still have that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anyway, that's everything that's new in calculator land, because you know us, we're suckers for a good calculator.
Yep.
Well, buddy, that's an hour.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's wrap it up. Doingtheirbest.com. You can find all the show notes, links to our YouTube videos. And hey, thanks for listening.